Hi, my name is Megan Whetzel, and today I am presenting my final model project using ArcMap and Model Builder. I initially had a difficult time trying to figure out what type of data I wanted to use and what hypothesis I wanted to test. I was really interested in the precipitation and snow cover data, and so decided to look at a specific year in Washington State to see how they were affected by one another. My hypothesis stated that the county in Washington State with the highest amount of precipitation will also have the largest area of snowpack, because I wanted to see if counties in Washington had precipitation levels that would match the presence of snow cover. I used the three data files: snow cover, which is a TIFF file, the precipitation amount layer, another TIFF file, and the 2014 U.S. counties file, which showed precipitation levels in all of Washington, snow cover for much of the Pacific Northwest, and then a county map of the whole United States. I then started to create my models to answer my hypothesis. First, I took the precipitation TIFF file and reclassified it into 9 different classes of precipitation amounts. I also took the county data file and selected only those counties in Washington in order to clip the whole state. So in this case, the state ID was 53. So I used a query to single out those specific county IDs. I then clipped the precip layer and completed the completed county layer to end up with just Washington State. A few errors were made, and a few things also did not show up correctly, so I ran some more models just to be sure what I was doing. I had to reclassify the precipitation layer again, as it did not run, and then clip the snow cover to include Washington. I wanted to further double check that counties had been selected properly, so I did a selection again. Finally, I was able to create my map. The snow cover is shown in the map on the right in the light blue, and the precipitation values are classified into the 9 classes that you see in the left of the map. The yellow, or like a whitish color, is the lowest amount of rain, and the dark blue amounts to a very high rainfall. I made the county layer transparent so that it was easy to see what precipitation levels corresponded with each area. Then I compared my county map with a map that I created. I thought this was particularly useful because then right up close I could see what specific names were for each county and could then compare that to one another to see where the snow and rainfall was occurring. The findings of my model showed that counties like Okanogan, Ferry, and Pend Oreille had the largest area of snow cover within their county, but had the 2 lowest rain classes. Chelan County had areas of high precipitation corresponding with snow cover, and Mount Rainier, which sits in the southeast corner of Pierce County, had quite a bit of precipitation as well as a snow cover index. So my conclusions from finding this from these findings show that mountain ranges in Chelan and Rainier had both high precipitation levels and snowpack. Surprisingly, counties with small precipitation levels, like the ones I said earlier, Okanogan, Ferry, and Pend Oreille, had large areas of snow cover with those small precipitation levels. This was actually contrary to my hypothesis, but I did research a few more possible explanations. I came up with the ideas of it being temperature or elevation, and especially temperature during that 2010 year. So I researched some data, and based on data collected from 1981 to 2010 by NOAA, the average annual temperature in the Chelan region ranged from a low of 42 degrees Fahrenheit to a high of 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Those temperatures are both relatively cool and could explain why an increased amount of snowpack stayed around. The Cascade Mountain Range and Chelan Mountains run through Chelan County, and so the Chelan Mountains actually average around 8,500 feet in elevation, which can definitely account for that increased snowpack and possibly for the amount of snow that the rain that gets received. Okanogan County, which has a border with Canada, Also has the Cascades running through it, so that may explain why there is an abundance of snow but little actual rainfall, since it doesn't reach areas down low where it could be properly recorded. So thank you for listening to my video, and I hope you learned something interesting.